Hello and welcome, everyone. We are starting our live Q&A call today. We are in the middle of enrolling into our Sleep Your Fat Away virtual bootcamp, and it's a very exciting, wonderful time. And literally every minute we're welcoming new members in, and we're already looking forward to this amazing community we're going to be creating together.
Absolutely, it's exciting, and we already get a lot of positive reactions, so we're really thrilled to be able to do this.
Absolutely. And actually, you know what? I would love to start. Oh, I see people coming in now. So I would like to give everyone a chance to tune in and to take a break with us together. We're about to start our Q&A call live today. We're in the middle of the enrollment of our Sleep Your Fat Away virtual bootcamp, and we're really excited that we've got many wonderful new members coming in literally every minute. And a lot of questions are coming in, which is wonderful. Thank you for all the questions that you're asking. And actually, I'd love to start this Q&A call with a live feedback that I received just this morning. Here we go. Let me read this to you. I don't think you've even heard this, right?
It's new to me as well.
So this is a live testimonial came in this morning from Anna. And Anna was actually on our Q&A call yesterday. And she went ahead and she said yes to herself. She bought the program. And here's what she's saying. I gave your first part of the night program a try last night. Twice yesterday, actually. Both day and night. That's someone being enthusiastic. And here comes. I slept like a baby. Happy smiley face. Such a sweet sleep I haven't had for ages.
Wow.
Feeling amazing today. Your program is awesome. Thank you, Anna. I love you. Thank you for sharing that. So I'd say let's dive right into the questions that we have.
Let's go for it. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So one of the many questions that we've been receiving is about the sleep programs. You know, how does this sleep programming work? Do I need to sleep with headphones? I already have trouble sleeping. Is this gonna, just make my sleep become even worse because now I've got to listen to stuff, right? I get it. But here's the good news. No, you do not have to listen to the sleep program consciously. Actually, it's quite the contrary. All you're going to be doing is you're going to have your app on your phone. You're going to put it on flight mode. You're going to place it next to your bedside, somewhere on your nightstand. And then you're going to turn the volume button right down to, I don't know, I have mine running at a 2 or 3 dots at most. And then you just go to sleep.
Absolutely.
And you do not need to listen. You see, the beauty about the program is that we are helping you train your brain. And how we do that is by helping your subconscious mind release all that limiting patterns, all those, useless habits that we create, all those things that we want to get rid of that's now sabotaging us. And with the brain training, you are reinforcing all those good things you already have in place. And we are reaffirming all those empowering beliefs that we know you have to have in place to be able to make your life a masterpiece and shed the fat.
Yeah, I think it's important for people to understand that the conscious mind is just a little part, maybe 10%, and that little part can filter, can stop, can block, can ask questions. But when you sleep, the conscious part and the critical mind is not active. So the information gets right in, and the subconscious mind can pick up much more what's going on than the conscious mind. So the conscious mind is limited. The subconscious mind basically is unlimited. And that's why I just put it on a whisper mode, just barely in the background, and just go to sleep. That's it.
That's right. I always say it's like, imagine having an ocean's wave in the background. Or imagine having, I don't know, for the ones who remember those nice times when you had a good night story, when at some time you were just drifting off as a child, you just heard it in the background, but it was no longer really there. And you want to have your sleep program on at that pleasant level. And, sometimes it just takes 2 or 3 days to get used to sleep programming.
Yeah, that's true.
And I was an insomniac for, oh my God, I think 6 years. For 6 years, I barely survived on about, 4 hours of sleep a night. And only through sleep programming actually was I able to get that good night's sleep again. So we have found that sleep programming actually helps you sleep. Your sleep time becomes more efficient.
Yep.
We've got feedback that people always say they sleep deeper And I've noticed that myself. I just wake up feeling more refreshed. It feels like, I don't know, I got more done in my sleep. So do not worry about that. Sleep programming actually helps you sleep deeper, makes your sleep time more efficient. You do not have to listen consciously. Actually, we don't want you to listen to it consciously. Although, you know, if you're a control fan like me, I like to know what I'm training my brain with, then go ahead. Listen to it once consciously. Then your conscious mind can take a break and can say, okay, I now know there's nothing in there that's going to turn me into some, I don't know, freak, or there's no belief in there that doesn't correlate with my belief system. Because you see, this program is not about beliefs.
Nope. Yeah.
Could you share something about that? I feel that's such an important.
Important is that, for example, I have my brain training programs running while I'm working in the background. So it's not only during the sleep. I'm just not listening to it, just like playing something there, and I'm just focused on something else. So if we talk about beliefs are part of our conscious makeup, that what we really, really want. And they have roots deep in your subconscious mind. So basically in the subconscious, they're teaching you what's really important for you, and that's to listen to your body, to get in touch with your body, and for you to become actually conscious. And it's the opposite of how your body is reacting, what your body needs and what it doesn't like how much should you eat and not eat, not by forcing it, but by following the natural rhythm. I think that's main. It's much more listening to your body than it is changing your beliefs, even though we know that a lot of beliefs about losing weight are myths and not even based on any reality.
And you see, so many of the beliefs that we can have about ourselves can sabotage our best intentions. So we had a beautiful question yesterday in our Q&As about someone who followed the webinar and already noticed one of the areas that she was subconsciously holding on to the fat. And she said, oh my God, now I know it's due to some childhood trauma about moving the whole time. But what do I do now? So the good news for this is, if you have already discovered, wow, this could be somewhere where I'm holding on to the fat, you've already made that first step. You've already got that awareness of, wow, there is more to weight loss than just eating right and exercising, right? So if you have that and you're there now, then this is the time when it's really just about saying yes and saying, okay, and now I'm going to do it. Because you see, in the beauty of Sleep Your Fat Away is that you're not really doing much. Actually, it's the opposite. We encourage you to take breaks. We encourage you to take that breath, to train your brain during the day. So that leads into another question that we've had about, what's the time commitment? You know, I'm busy.
That's a big one. People, of course, important. Absolutely.
So we know what it's like to have a busy schedule. We've got together 5 kids, 2 dogs currently. We're getting another puppy soon.
And visitors all the time.
We have visitors the whole time. We travel a lot. So we know what it's like to have a busy schedule. But here's the clue. Brain training helps you work focused in a far more efficient way. So you're able to get more done in less time. And by taking these 20-minute power breaks, that's your only investment during the day, 20 minutes. In a 20-minute power break, we will help you train your brain so that you have all those good beliefs installed inside of you, so that you can get rid of the sabotage.
And what we would like to add is the 20 minutes, I call it me time. It is time for me. It's actually something that I consider to be sacred. So you take time, and in that time, you're now working again on yourself. And what is scientifically proven is that people become more productive, are more vital, and more energized when they take 20 minutes a day, a break.
And it's also proven to boost your immune system.
Absolutely.
So you cannot go wrong, and there's nothing you need to do. All you really need to do is press play and relax. And many of you have asked that question, but I don't know if I can trust myself. I don't know. I've tried so much. I've failed so often. How is this different from anything else?
And one of the things why many people failed is, the 3 trigger words, diet, discipline, and basic deprivation. And that's what really triggers your subconscious mind. And here you're not fighting anything. The only thing you're doing is actually working with your subconscious mind. And for everyone that is listening now, this is the very first time that this is offered. So you cannot compare it with anything you've done before. There's no comparison. and just push play and you're in the game.
That's right. So it does take that commitment, totally. The commitment you need is to be able to say, okay, I will take my 20-minute power break every day, and I will sleep with my brain training.
Yep.
That's what you will need to do. Other than that, there are 5 very, very simple rules. One of them being eat when you're hungry. So nothing bad. There's no diets. There's no nutritional plan to follow. We do give you tips and advice of things that we know that work, but that's not what this is about. Sleep Your Fat Away and listening to your body really is about tuning in to that innate intelligence that we all have inside of us, and we're reawakening that. And by reawakening that true potential inside of you, you will see that so many areas in your life change. So when we noticed the changes in our lives of what brain training was doing to our own health and happiness, and then to our families and to our clients, we realized we need to put this into action. We need to share this with many, many more people. But, you know, it's also due to our travel schedules. We give international workshops. We're very busy. We cannot give live group coaching calls, or I cannot. So this is really the time now, if you want to embark on that journey, if you're fed up with just circling round and round again, and you want to say, okay, now I'm going to make myself a priority. Now it's time for me to get healthy again. Then now's the time, because we're not going to be able to offer this again until early next year. Okay, so just so that's out there and clear. So let's move on to another question. Oh, here, English isn't my first language.
Yep.
Is it going to work? Good question.
Well, actually, if you can understand us now, that's all you need to know.
If you were able to follow the webinar, did you understand the basic messages?
Absolutely.
Then yes, you can follow this program.
Absolutely, that's easy. And basically, often when we want to speak a language consciously, we block ourselves. We don't feel self-confident, so we won't talk. I'm like that too. But the subconscious mind understands much more than the conscious mind, you know, wanted to speak. And so for that reason, we trust for the full 100% that if you understand basic English, this program will work for you, no doubt, 100%.
And you're going to get a beautiful bonus with that. Because what we have noticed is that if you listen to the sleep program, for instance, in English, and it's not your mother tongue, your English will improve.
Absolutely, yes, that's true. Yeah, that's
so,
true.
Our youngest daughter, for instance, Grace, excuse me, when we moved to the US, I wanted to keep her German language skills active. So we gave her a German sleep program so that she would still continue hearing the German language. And you know what? After, I think, was it 3 or 4 days?
Yeah.
She suddenly started speaking German sentences again, which she hadn't beforehand. So,
and with confidence, which was her big thing, was feeling insecure. And also she started playing with it and start, you know, really even challenging me on my German, which she always wins, of course, now. So yeah, it really, really works for this and for other stuff as well.
Right. Okay, cool. Oh, you know what that brought up? When you said, when we have this fear of, or this doubt whether this is going to work for me, or am I going to be able to do this, then very often that fear of failure is triggered inside of us.
Course.
So if you just stay with us on this call, I promise at the end, I'd like to do a little exercise with you where we can really already start working on that subconscious block that you might have, which is simply a fear of failure. And that is also something that we work on in the sleep programs, in the power breaks, is that you become more confident, that you feel that you can trust yourself again.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, there's so much stuff out there right now. There's so many programs, there's so many diets, so many nutritional regimes that it can get really confusing. I know what that feels like, because I really try and, you know, keep myself healthy and also feed my family healthy foods. But it can get confusing with gluten-free, and then you've got, I don't know, sugar-free, but then they've got all the other stuff in it. Then all, you know, we know what that's like. So what start listening to your body does, and the Sleep Your Fat Away program, is it helps you tune into what's right for yourself, for your body. Because we also know that everybody's different. Everybody needs maybe other nutrients, maybe more of this, is maybe more sensitive to that. And so we believe truly that by listening to our bodies and tuning into that wisdom again, we become, it liberates us, right? Because we can navigate our way to our own health, and we don't need all, I don't know, 10 different gurus.
And I think what was really important is that this is more than just weight loss with cancer, because it really works on you feeling good about yourself. You know, again, getting more, what we call inspiration, motivation for life, waking up feeling happy, because doing the sleep program, it's also about having a good quality of life. It's not only about eating and that kind of stuff. It's the things that are important for us so we can continue to have quality of life. And that those are great benefits of the sleep program.
Thank you. I'm reading the live chat here as well, and I'm seeing there's some great questions coming in, so I want to tap into those as well, right?
Let's do that.
So here's a question about the virtual gastric band. Exciting topic. So let's talk about the virtual gastric band. And the question that is here, what is the difference between Sleep Your Fat Away and the virtual gastric band training? Great question. We will answer that right now. Let's start off with saying what a virtual gastric band is.
Absolutely.
Can I explain that?
Yes, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So when you have a gastric band operation, so the real thing with surgery, you go into hospital and our stomach, which is like a big pouch, can expand. So our stomach, when it's kind of the state it should be, is about the size of an orange. But when we overeat, the size of our stomach literally starts growing too. So that means that we need more food inside of our stomach to feel full. So a kind of drastic way, but a sometimes very effective way of helping with this is the gastric band surgery, where over this pouch, it looks like a rubber band is placed so that the stomach literally is only a small pouch rather than that big sack. And what happens then if you have a gastric band surgery is that whenever you overeat, so whenever you eat more than can fit in that little pouch at the top, you'll start feeling nauseous. They start sweating. You cannot eat more. And that sometimes is a surgery that is done for people who are suffering from obesity or who have this large stomach. Now, the virtual gastric band gives you the same positive benefits. So not being able to eat that much, being able to slow down when you eat, being able to become aware of, how much food does my body really need, but you don't have any of the negative side effects of a surgery because it all happens within the power of your own mind. So all the virtual gastric band surgery is a special audio that we scripted and recorded for you, where we take you on like a guided meditation. And you go on a journey where your subconscious mind is led to believe that you are having a gastric band surgery. But it's just happening in here, right? And now the fascinating thing is, and maybe you could share something about that, is that this has been scientifically proven in the clinical research that a virtual gastric band surgery, so the one that happens with the power of your mind, is as effective, if not more effective, than the real surgery that's done in a hospital.
Absolutely, and that's really, really mind-blowing. Actually, my personal experience with the virtual gastric band is incredible. For me, that was basically the most important thing that I needed. And just imagine that with your mind, you can shrink your stomach back to a normal size. That's actually the trick. So it's not doing something artificial, because for a surgeon, they're trying to reestablish the normal size of the stomach. But now you're doing it with your mind, without surgery and so on. For me, that had an immediate and great effect. Until to this day today, I'm still now more aware of how much I eat, because my body gives me a quick signal: you're full, you're satisfied, and I can stop. And one of the things for me that was really a breakthrough was that when I love a food, I eat more of it. I even open my...
We all know that.
Yeah. And now I can say no, which is so powerful, to have the control over yourself, to say, hey, no, I have enough. I'm fine. I was in China just recently, and they were trying to force me to eat more. They say, you're so disciplined. I say, no, I'm not disciplined. I am full. They couldn't understand, because Chinese can eat.
Well, that takes us, thank you for sharing that. And it takes us so beautifully back to what this program is also about, is to that innate wisdom that, for instance, you cannot overfeed a newborn baby.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. So if you were to try and the mums under us will know that. If you try and feed a baby that's already had enough, it's going to turn its head away, it'll stick out its tongue, it'll spit it all over you. It won't want it anymore because its body is saying, thank you, I'm full, don't want anymore, right? But what we learn due to our conditioning and how we grow up and all those useful habits we sometimes learn from our parents and from our environment is to overeat, to eat more than our body really wants. So they've even done studies. Wasn't there a fascinating study where they gave 2-year-olds a whole array of food? So they put it all out, all the things that you could possibly want. And it was amazing that the results showed that the 2-year-olds knew exactly what was right for their bodies, because they then scanned and saw that, okay, those that needed, for instance, a lot of iron automatically chose foods that were high in iron. So our bodies know exactly what they need. It's just that we've lost touch with that. And we truly believe that with brain training and with all the tools that we give you in Sleep Your Fat Away, that you can tune back into that. It's possible. We've seen it again and again. How much did you lose?
12 kilos so far.
So that's how many pounds?
That's like 26 pounds, something like that. And easy peasy, really easy. I'm the biggest fan of Sleep Your Fat Away, I can tell you that.
So yes, Sleep Your Fat Away works. We know that, but let's have, look, here's a great question. How does this program impact the people around me? Good question, right?
Yeah,
because we often have other people in our beds maybe that are maybe not on Sleep Your Fat Away. Some of us sleep.
No, you're not talking about us right now. Okay, no, just sure.
Then we maybe some of us have pets in our beds. Some of us sleep with our children. Can I then listen to the sleep programming? Yes, you can, because the sleep programming. Listen, we're only reconnecting to our body's wisdom, right? We're not giving suggestions that are in any way harmful. All we're doing is giving you life enforcing, life empowering, healthy habit creating suggestions that help you tune into your body's wisdom. So this program can actually be used by anybody. We've even had mums sleeping with it, and they had newborn babies. So there are no contradictions.
Absolutely not. As a medical doctor, can tell you that there's no because there's nothing forceful. There's nothing forcing you to do something that's good for your body. And actually, we have a beautiful experience to share on that, because I was the one listening to the Sleep Your Fat Away program, and you were, let's say,
I had the effect.
It had the effect. And what changed for her was really amazing, where she got rid of her sugar addiction, of chocolate addiction, whatever it was, and while she was not even consciously listening, I had it turned on my bedside, and she got the benefits for herself as well.
Yep, that was really fun to watch, because you see, I wasn't really aware of my sugar addiction. I was a sort of normal weight. You wouldn't have known it, but I do now see that I had, for instance, a lot of mood swings. I felt kind of emotionally fragile, put it that way. I wasn't that resistant to the stress we were facing. So I did notice that, but I was just not aware that that had anything to do with the amount of chocolate that I was eating.
Happens.
I know. And then due to listening or co-listening to the Sleep Your Fat Away program, I was really able to curb those addictions and get rid of them. And I see there's some questions in the chat also about sugar addictions. And, I had a huge sugar attack and I was feeling tired and dizzy. And what do I do then, right? So great question. We all know those moments, and we will give you all the tools that you need to be able to cope in those situations. So we've figured out like 5 great steps you can take when you are facing a sugar a craving attack. Then we give you something like, and if you stay to the end, I'll show that to everybody. We'll give you a power move, which is a great brain training technique that you can use every single day to change your state and quickly step out of an emotional state, for instance. And if you look at sugar cravings and these addictions that we often feel towards food, sometimes if we look closer at them, they're often connected to things like loaded emotions, or just the feeling of stress inside of us can trigger those sugar addictions and those cravings. So in Sleep Your Fat Away, we're really going to the root of those issues. Absolutely. We're not just, sticking Band-Aids all over it like we normally do, because it's quicker to eat the donut, right?
Absolutely.
But we're really going in and seeing, where is this really coming from, and shifting it from there. Because what then happens is that you start really transforming from the inside out.
Absolutely. And I want to add a few things to that, because when we eat too much sugar, and I'm a sweet tooth, I've been there forever, And it's the basic thing is that when we get more sugar than our body needs, we develop over time what's called insulin resistance. And that means that your insulin does not work effective anymore to get the sugar into the cells, and that sugar really is turned into fat. What I've noticed myself from Sleep Your Fat Away is that my need for sugar has gone down dramatically. So my blood sugar levels are more constant. And when your blood sugar levels drops, that's when you get those crazy cravings that are difficult to deal with.
It's like our friend JJ Virgin says, our bodies are not bank accounts, they're chemistry labs, right? So if we are hijacking our system with sugar the whole time, it's not surprising that we feel dizzy, nauseous, tired, and emotional, and all those things. So it's really about creating that healthy balance inside of our bodies again.
Correct.
And that is different for everybody. Everybody has a different tolerance towards sugar. But once you start listening to your body, you really start doing it naturally. And that's what I feel is that effortlessness that we're all seeking for, because we all want more ease in life, not more stress.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me also the big difference is that my travel schedule didn't change much. I still travel a lot, but I always thought that because I'm traveling so much that's why I couldn't lose weight. But now I'm traveling and I'm super fine.
Yeah. Yes. So here's a question. I have a few pounds or kilograms to lose, but losing weight isn't my main goal. Can your program still help me? And then we have lots of questions about, people becoming aware of emotional issues that they're having. Yes, I believe it definitely can and will help you, because again, once we are more connected to ourselves, to our bodies, to who we are, when we start making time for ourselves, when we start putting ourselves first and start taking care of ourselves, lots of things shift in our lives. I really had to learn that in a very painful way. Absolutely. Because I was always, I was just that type as well, to constantly take responsibility for everything and anything in my life. And I love taking care of people, but I did it to an extent that was literally crippling myself.
Absolutely.
And then I had to really, when I had my naturopath sitting there with the scans and saying, well, Joy, you're a remarkably healthy woman, but if you go on like this, not for long, because I was so burnt out. So with all these issues and challenges that we face can often lead us to believe that we don't have that power out of us anymore, that we lose faith in ourselves. Absolutely. Right?
And I think the other thing is, even if it's just a few pounds to lose, what you're learning are healthy habits for life. So for example, just taking time to eat and focus on that and chew properly, this will increase your metabolic system. It will increase your digestion system. It will increase the absorption of very healthy nutrients. And it's de-stressing to eat like that. I mean, even the monks in Tibet do that. So it's not about losing weight. It's about being in balance. And that's the greatest benefit you will get. If it's 2 pounds you want to lose or 20 pounds, or even, doesn't make a change.
Exactly. Or even if you want to gain weight. Interestingly enough, we have also had people on Sleep Your Fat Away in the pilot program that reported that who wanted to test if it would help them gain weight because they had more that issue, that it actually did. Because it makes sense, because once we start tuning in, then those of us who maybe have trouble eating properly, or taking the time to eat maybe, or who are not feeding themselves properly, learn to do that as well. So yes, I do believe that if you would like to gain weight, or if you only have, a little weight to lose, or if you have a lot of weight to lose, it doesn't matter. Sleep Your Fat Away will help you start listening to your body, tune into that wisdom, and I truly believe that that is good for all of us.
Absolutely.
Okay, so then we see. Okay, so what if I'm already participating in another of your programs?
Yep.
Well, thank you for doing that. But we know, yes, we have many of you are following maybe our Ultimate Habits program, which is, or those of you who are signing up for our Sleep Your Fat Away virtual bootcamp now receive that first month of the Ultimate Habits program for free. So how do I combine all these programs? What's our advice there?
Yeah, well, we do it ourselves, and so it's no big problem.
We mix and match a lot.
We mix and match a lot.
But for Sleep Your Fat Away, what's our recommendation?
Sleep Your Fat Away, what I would do is first make this your priority for now. Start with that, put your focus, and for example, with the Ultimate Habits, if you're on that, play that in the background during today. So that way you get both benefits. You don't have to give up one for the other. So I select what's really important for me. That's my sleep program. And the rest is just on my playlist when I'm working. So it works perfectly.
Yes. And what we've also found is that when you start following the program, you're tuning in a lot to yourself. So that brings big shifts. And then you're able to also, with time, also say, okay, now, I feel like more like this brain training today, or I'm going to do that one today. You'll get independently very confident and tuned in. And that's exactly what we want you to be doing.
Yep. That's also part of listening to your body, actually.
True. Oh, here's another one. I'm not sure if the coaching call, if the times are going to work for me. Yes. So if you enroll now into our Sleep Your Fat Away virtual bootcamp, you will get as a bonus 5 live group coaching calls with me. And these will be at certain times. But here's the but. We are recording them, okay? So you can listen to the recordings anytime, anywhere, because you have it on your phone, right? And you can also send in questions ahead of time. So whenever you feel unsure about something, or you're saying, okay, I'm stuck here, you just send us an email to our friendly support team. And in the next call, we'll then answer those questions. Simple, right?
Yep. Easy.
Easy, that's right. Okay, I think let's see, check the chat. What have we got here? Okay, here's another question. Do I have to listen to the virtual gastric band all night? Okay, so for those of you who are already in the program, you will get all these questions answered by our support team, but I'm going to answer it right now. So here's how it goes. When you start the Sleep Your Fat Away virtual bootcamp, you will get an exact schedule of what you need to listen to when. We've made it really, really, really easy for you. It's all on your membership site, and it says now this, now here. I like that too. Step 1, step 2, step 3, right? Additionally, you'll have it on your phone. So it's an app, and we have just been approved by Apple. Yes. So we'll be doing lots of exciting stuff with that. But you will have it on your phone. It'll send you reminders. It'll be friendly me saying, have you listened to your power break? Come on, it's time now. So we really want to help you be accountable. So when you have all that, you will know exactly when to listen to which program. If you're now already so keen to listen to the virtual gastric band, no, if you've just started, please start with the preparation for the gastric band, because there's a real, there's a genius to this system. We've put a lot of love and thought into this. And imagine it like having, those Lego blocks. It all sort of interlinks with each other. It really is a holistic program. So please follow the structure. If you can. If it triggers you wildly and you want to go crazy, so be it. But we just know that the best results you'll get if you just follow the simple steps that we'll give you. So can I now say the 5 steps we'll be taking them through?
Let's do it.
Right? So for all those of you who have just joined now, because I see people are coming and going, it's great to be so in the moment with you. The 5 steps that we will be taught, I will basically be taking you by the hand and walking you through for 5 weeks on our group coaching calls are to first listen to your body. Okay, that's step 1 of the Sleep Your Fat Away program. Step 2 is all about recognizing the real reason why you're stuck now. Recognizing those areas where you're holding on to fat subconsciously. So we'll dive into there. In step 3, it's all about becoming a conscious eater. You mentioned it a bit.
Yep.
Because the virtual gastric band helps us do that. A virtual gastric band helps us become a conscious eater, because we'll just become very aware of, pressure in our stomach if we start eating too much. We'll just start getting very clear signals from our body, and that's what we want, right? So step 3 is becoming a conscious eater, and this is also week 3. So this is where you will start listening to your virtual gastric band audio and be really excited about it. It's fun. Step 4. In step 4, we're managing our emotions. We had a lot of questions about emotional, personal stories, and I'd love to answer them all. They're exciting, but I just don't have the time. But here's an answer that I hope will help all of you. Emotions are a normal, natural human thing. We all have them. Emotions themselves are not bad. And I feel so often as women, we can start beating ourselves up for feeling so many emotions and maybe being emotional. I mean, that's kind of even like a label. That's not a nice thing to say to someone. You're so emotional, right? So what does that make us? what it makes us do is judge ourselves, because we say, okay, oh my God, I've got all these emotions going on. What am I going to do with them? I cannot vent them. It's not safe. It's whatever the reasons are. So we suppress them. And when we start doing that, we start disconnecting from our body. We start disconnecting from ourselves, basically, right? So we become these, I always compare myself in those states with these pressure cooker pots, that build up steam inside. And then it just takes a small trigger and poof, we either explode, we have a craving attack, we I don't know, have an outburst. That's human. But what you learn in Sleep Your Fat Away is how to manage that. So we have just found, with teaching literally thousands all over the world, how to create an emotional balance inside of you. I mean, when did you write Emotional Balance? It was a bestseller. It was
15 years ago.
Okay, so you can brag a bit.
You
can brag. 15 years ago, I wrote this bestseller called Emotional Balance.
It became an international hit. I mean, millions sold. I just came back also from China teaching Emotional Balance. So we're teaching, this is one of our signature, really most important things that we can give to the world. And we also start teaching it to children, which is amazing. And for example, in grade school now, they're also doing part of it. So
absolutely. Emotional balance is a very simple system that we also incorporate in Sleep Your Fat Away, that teaches you how to manage your emotions, how to step out of emotional states, how to feel more in control of yourself again without suppressing. So you'll be getting all of that as well.
And step 5?
Step 5, sorry, yes, I got excited with this question coming in there. Okay, and yes, and the final step, and maybe also the key element of Sleep Your Fat Away, is train your brain. We just know, and we've seen it again and again and again, that training your brain is the most powerful thing you can do. Once you get your brain on board with your goals, you get your brain doing, walking in the same direction that you want it to go, rather than sabotaging you the whole time, that's when the magic starts happening. We've transformed our own lives. We keep transforming them because we've just discovered that this is the most effortless way to creating that change so many of us are desiring right now.
Absolutely. And there was a question about the hypothyroidism. I would like.
Yes, right. That was the one I was looking for. Yes, so the question was, here we go. I suffer from hyperthyroidism. Will this program help?
Okay, very important is what is, for people who do not know that, what it means is that your thyroid is functioning on a very low level. And because of that, we need the thyroid to burn fat also as well. So when that happens, it's natural for people to put on weight to a certain extent. Now, what's important for this person to know is, even when you have a hypothyroid function, you still may have bad eating habits. You may still not be listening to your body. So even though we cannot say this will cure, absolutely not saying that will cure your endocrine dysfunction in the thyroid, which often is something else going on a higher level, which often again is something that could be emotional, but we don't have time to go into that. But what we're really teaching you is to, again, listen to your body. That part we master, that part you can master. And despite the fact that you may have a low functioning thyroid, still you can lose weight because you're changing important things in your life. Your life quality gets better, you feel better about yourself, and sometimes we even have so great effects that other things start to function better as well. So that is really what's happening.
Actually, we've just gone live with, if you go on sleepyourfataway.com, for those of you who are interested also in joining the program, you'll see all some brilliant new testimonials that have literally just come in overnight of people who are following the Sleep Your Fat Away program, who are doing our brain trainings, and just check it out and see what they're saying. I totally get that. Right now, many of us are kind of fed up with everything that we're seeing out there. We have a hard time believing that something really could help, and that it's not a scam, and that it's not yet another thing that I'm just going to have sitting in my, I don't know, back of my mind somewhere and I never utilize. I know it's different. Absolutely. And I'd love you to see what other people are saying and the experiences that they've had. So maybe we can read a testimonial.
Before you do it,
I'll find it in the meantime.
What I would like to really add here is that I've been a medical doctor for now over 35 years. And my specialty really as a holistic doctor was to deal with chronic problems that other doctors, including naturopaths, including homeopaths, acupuncturists couldn't solve. People come to me as the last resort, literally. So I had the great, I would say, fortune to be able to study and do a lot of research with the tough cases of chronic disease. And what I've discovered over years is then we add something like a brain training, everything goes better. I have even testimonials of people who were suffering from cancer, and that using a specific brain training that I have developed over the years, that they could beat something as terrible as cancer. I'm not saying that I can heal everyone from cancer, but what I do say is that brain training can help and support you to gain back a stronger immune system, to gain back more what they call vitality, more zest in life, all those kind of things. And what we've done with Sleep Your Fat Away, we didn't focus on weight loss as the only thing. We focus on a great quality of life. We focused on using everything we've known, everything we've experimented in our lives, all the research we poured or experience and soul into Sleep Your Fat Away. And that makes it such a special program.
Yeah, we've got more questions. So
yeah.
We've just had a lovely testimonial from a dear friend of mine. She's she turned a friend actually through the program, Jean Conway, who's a master hypnotist herself, right? And she wrote, and it's so funny, she says, as a seasoned hypnotist, I'm hard to please. There we go. But quite frankly, after 17 years of practice, I'm hard to please. I look forward to replenishing my energy each day with their brain training. She's joining our program. Yeah. I can honestly say that the Martinas have contributed to my personal growth and happiness factor through their exceptional work. Joy is such an enthusiastic teacher. Thank you. And her excitement is infectious. It is clear that she and Rai both have practiced what they preach. I can trust whatever they produce has been thoroughly researched. Yes, it has. So it's beautiful. Thank you so much, Jean. And yes, we have more questions. And this is a fun one. I'm kind of scared of the virtual gastric band. You know what that is? That's great.
Absolutely.
So let's dissect that a bit. If you are currently maybe feeling sort of, I don't know, let's put a few words to it, doubtful or maybe fearful, maybe, I don't know, apprehensive. Yeah. So if you've got this feeling going on inside of you, you know what that is? That is a fear of change. In 99.9% of all cases, it's just fear of change. And that's natural and that's normal, because what is it? It's your subconscious mind showing you the sabotage right there. Because you see, our subconscious mind doesn't like change. So whenever we approach a new, a new goal, we set a new goal, we want to step out of our comfort zone, that survival mechanism in us, that reptilian brain is going to get triggered. Absolutely. And that is that part of us that we are just not aware of, that is constantly sort of, it's got one foot on the brake. It's sort of, like driving a car with a handbrake on. It's sort of not really getting anywhere. And we all know that. I mean, we've known those phases just as much as you have, honestly. But we also know that it's not magic. It's not rocket science. All it is training the brain to do what you want it to do. And what you want, I believe, is the same that we want, is we want to be in tune with ourselves, with our highest selves, with our body, with who we are, with our potential, and not tuned into something that might work for others but doesn't work for ourselves. So by listening to our own bodies, we get that power back that helps us navigate our own health, helps us take those steps. And then with the tools that we give you, and if you're joining now, then the 5 group coaching calls, you'll get your answers. Absolutely. You'll get your questions answered right on the spot. And I'll literally, once a week we'll be connecting. You will hear my lovely voice. I hope you like it. Or, we'll be dissecting the issues that are coming up. We'll be having live coaching sessions on the calls. So I really want to be there for you. I want to prove to the world, basically, that this can be done. That it's not necessary for so many people right now to be suffering from the results of being overweight. Did you know how many obese people we right now have in the US?
No, tell me.
Over 82 million. And that corresponds with the inhabitants or the population of Germany.
Oh, yeah, that's
Can you
right.
imagine that?
82 million.
And that's horrific. It's every fifth child. This is, you know, we're not talking about, oh, I've got a few pounds here. I've got it. This is serious. This is literally people killing themselves with the food that they're being given. And they're also being given this kind of guilt trip. It's all your fault. You just got to have more discipline. You just got to, I don't know, do this. Well, it's not that easy. And we feel so strongly about changing that, about educating and sharing that it doesn't have to be such a struggle, but that we can do it effortlessly and gracefully and joyfully and regain that joy of life again.
And one of our mission is also to do this for children. So that's where we want to go to. First, we're going to start here, but the goal in the future is to really help all those children that on an early age already get into trouble. And some of them already are dieting, which is totally disastrous for the metabolic system. So that's where we want to go. That's how much we are passionate about helping.
We're really serious about our mission, our goal to prove that it is possible to end obesity in less than 20 years. And, you know, that's a huge task, and we cannot do that alone. We can only do it if we start just putting it out there, educating, sharing. And that's why we created Sleep Your Fat Away. That's why we did the webinar, because if you just take those steps that we share in our free training, then you will create a change for yourself. That we know. But we also know that it's sometimes hard when we go back into our daily lives, when we're moms and dads and, you know, we have our jobs to do, then we often lack that commitment or that, I don't know, that accountability.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I feel this is my way. These 5 group coaching calls with me is my way of saying, okay, I'm going to commit for these 5 weeks to be there for you. And I just can't do that the whole time. Absolutely. So the next time that this offer will be available is most likely in end of January or February next year. So if you right now are feeling, I kind of would like to do it, but I'm not sure, and that thing, if you feel, yes, this makes sense, this could help me, this is something that could change my life, the only commitment it really needs from you is to be able to hit play, to join the calls now for these 5 weeks, or to listen to them later, and to relax 20 minutes a day. It's just 20 minutes. And
to change your life, I assure you.
We promise. If it doesn't, and this is the best news, you know, if it doesn't work for you, we have a 30 days money back guarantee. Then, you know, we'll just give it back to you. No questions asked. Well, but we know if you stick to those simple steps, you will be able to do this. Absolutely. I just know it. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Okay, what if my body is not overweight, but due to hormonal changes and menopause, it's sort of become stubborn in losing the fat around the waistline and tummy area? Yes, know that one. Would gastric band help me with this? Thank you both. Kalina. Hi, Kalina.
That's not an important thing. And actually, one of the great things also from this program is, it's, as we said before, it's not only about being overweight, it's actually rebalancing everything in your body. And especially when you go through a change like menopause or any hormonal change, the body needs to adjust to that. And we run into trouble, especially around the belly and the hips. We see a lot of fat accumulating in that specific time, which is due to the change in hormones. But by changing now your habits for healthy habits, you will benefit from that no matter what's going on hormonal level. Same thing as with the thyroid. So that's the same thing again. You are becoming a healthier person by doing that, and it will help with everything else it's going on and improve your life quality as well.
And you see, because the main reason is we're listening to our bodies again.
Absolutely.
And we're allowing our body's wisdom to guide us. And when our body's wisdom guides us, we naturally find that alignment again. So we start getting the messages, we start just knowing what foods are right. It starts just shifting the whole time. So we believe this is the way to go. Here we have another one. We've got lots of new members coming in. This is so beautiful. Thank you, everyone. We're so excited. I mean, I am so excited. We're nearly at the end, my love.
Yes,
you know
I know. And
just we've got one more about, there's a question about post-traumatic stress. I suffer from post-traumatic stress. I've tried many forms of therapy. How can I be sure that this helps me?
I don't understand the question specifically. Is they saying to help with the post-traumatic stress, or would I benefit from the program? Are two different things.
That is correct. It doesn't say that.
Okay,
it just says what I've read. So
first of all, on post-traumatic stress, we are the experts on post-traumatic stress, and
true.
we have done, I don't know, hundreds of people, thousands of people. I even worked in Africa with victims of war, where in one afternoon 80% of them were totally relieved from post-traumatic stress. But that's one thing. I still believe that you want to work with that. But the other thing is that this has nothing to do with your background. And actually using this program, there's even a slight chance, even though it's not geared toward post-traumatic stress, but because we're working with the acupuncture system a lot in this program as well, which is tied in completely into emotions, it might benefit you as well to feel calmer and better and so on. And if you're really interested in post-traumatic stress, get my book Emotional Balance. There will be a lot of tips for you to follow in there, but this program works no matter what is the background, what the history is. Doesn't change anything there.
Thank you. Great question. Thank you. That was a wonderful question. Thank you for the answer. Love, I think we have really answered it all. I cannot see in the chat if there's something else that we owe anybody. No, I think we're good.
Oh, cool.
So let's, as promised, let's shift something. So when we started talking about these doubts and then all these fears that can come up, all these concerns, is this going to help? Is this going to work? What if I fail again? Yes. This is just our fear of failure that we all have in some form within ourselves being triggered. And what I would like to do with you right now on this call is to help shift that fear of failure. Because once we are free of the fear of failure, we just are so confident that we just go ahead with what our heart and what our best self tells us to do. It no longer is able to sabotage our best intentions. So all you need to do right now is take your hands like this. You make a fist in one hand and the flat hand in the other hand. And then you're going to do like a karate chop, I think you call this, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to, as quickly as possible.
And alternate.
Alternate, that's right.
And you can do 2-3 times, once, whatever feels natural. Find a rhythm that works really well for you.
And while you're doing this move, and this is a wonderful move we call the power move. It's actually the switch that you invented in 1983, I think.
Yeah, my God.
And we have taught this method to thousands of people.
All worldwide.
Even in China. I love doing it in China because when they say these powerful affirmations that we're going to be saying in the moment, then do it a bit quiet, otherwise, there's the microphone. Okay, so while we do this in China and we're saying these powerful affirmations that we're going to be saying together, it's so fun to hear everything in Chinese. So here goes. I would love you now with me right here on the call to repeat after me. I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself. Even if a part of me is scared of failure. And I love and accept myself if I am now ready to choose for myself. If I am now ready to let go of this fear of failure and step into my power. I now choose to step into my power and to start listening to my body now. And take a deep breath in and out. Okay. That was just a little trick, a little brain hack, as we call it. So do that anytime you feel stressed, you feel upset, you feel, I don't know, like that. Take a breath. Stop whatever you're doing. Take a deep breath in and out. Do the switch. And even if you were to just say to yourself, I love and accept myself just the way I am, you will already create a shift for yourself. And more on this wonderful technique and much more soon on our Sleep Your Fat Away virtual bootcamp. Our enrollment ends, I believe, on Monday. So if you feel this is something for me, I am going to give myself that, that gift, then go ahead and do it now. And I greatly look forward to seeing you inside our beautiful membership area and welcome to you to our community.
Absolutely. And I would just want to add, there's no risk for you. You get 30 days to try it out. You should try it out and just find out for yourself if it works or not. You own it to yourself.
You deserve it.
To take this chance. Absolutely.
Yes,
we have to take this leap of faith because I can imagine it's kind of crazy doing this stuff, but just go for it.
Thank you so much for spending your precious time with us. And we wish you a blessed day or night, wherever you may be.
A great weekend.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.